I have 9 cats, so my floors are basically a worst case scenario for any robot vacuum. This is the MOVA P50 Pro Ultra. Bought it myself, been running it here for a while. And this is eufy's new Omni C28. First time eufy's brought their roller mop tech into the C series. And it's almost exactly the same price. Spinning mop versus roller mop. Same price range, real pet home. Let's find out which one actually wins. Quick note, eufy did send me this one, but everything in this video is my own take, tested right here. Alright, eufy's first. Box opens up and it's pretty standard. Robot, dock, ramp, power cable, a dust bat that's already installed. Nothing complicated, you can be up and running in under 10 minutes. Now put them side by side. They actually looks pretty different at first glance. One is black, one is white, and the size difference is pretty obvious too. But flip them both over and that's where things get interesting. The MOVA runs dual rotary mop pads, 2 spinning discs on the underside. That's actually how most robots in this category work. The eufy C28 does something different. It runs a single roller mop, one long cylindrical brush that spans almost the entire width of the robot. On the vacuum side, the C28 has eufy's dual spiral detangle brushes, and the MOVA has its clean chop system. Both are designed to deal with hair, just in different ways, and we will get to that properly in a bit. Price-wise, these two are extremely close. C28 launched at around $800, now with discounts at $599, and the MOVA P50 Pro Ultra has been floating $600 to $700 range, same tier head to head. Okay, so Mop Test first, and honestly, this is the one I was most interested in, because this is where the roller versus spinning pads directly. I put together 2 scenarios that actually happen in the home with pads. Test 1. Fresh, wet messes. 3 stands on the same half floor, going from light to heavy. Think wet, paw prints, water ball spread overs, and that kind of things. I'm giving each robot 1 pass only, no do-overs. And after every pass, I will use a paper towel onto the floor. Whatever's left behind shows up on the towel. On the light stand, both robots will find and clean that pretty well. No real story there. Second stand, that's where things start to separate. The MOVA left visible residue, and you could see it had pushed some of the water onto the clean floor around it. eufy C28 came up noticeably cleaner. By the third stand, it was pretty obvious with the naked eye. So here's what's going on under the hood. The eufy C28's HydroJet roller cleans itself 9 times per second. What that actually means is, as the robot is mopping, it's continuously scraping dirty water off the roller and sending it into the onboard dirty water tank. So what's touching your floor is always relatively clean water, not whatever it picked up 3 meters ago. It also applies consistent downward pressures across that full roller width. That's what makes the difference between just wiping a mess and actually scrubbing it. The MOVA spinning pads work on a different logic. They do their mopping run and then head back to the dock where they get washed with 75-degree hot water. Great for hygiene between sessions, but during the actual run, the pads are accumulating whatever they touch. On a light mess, that doesn't matter much. On a heavier one, it does. Test 2, dry stands. This is the one people skip, and it's probably the most realistic. Something spilled, you didn't catch it, it dried. I let the dark liquid stand sit until it was fully dry, then ran both robots. Multiple passes this time, because that's how you would actually use them on a stubborn mop. Dry stands need more from a robot. Enough water to rehydrate the mess, enough pressure to lift it, and enough self-cleaning to stop it from just spreading around. The C28 handles that combination well. The MOVA gets there too, but it takes more passes to reach the same result. And the paper towel check at the end still show more residue. And if you have pets, think about what your floors actually deal with every day. It's not just dust, it's wet mess constantly. That's where mopping quality starts to matter a lot more than most reviews give it credit for. And the roller that stays clean during the run is just built differently for that job. For suction comparison, here's how I set up the test. For cat litter and cat food, I pre-weighed a set amount. Spread it across the defined room, including the edges. Ran each robot on max session for 2 passes. Then empty the bins and weigh what I collected. Straightforward pickup rate comparison. For the hair runs, I mix cat hair and long human hair across the room. Ran both robots, then pull the brush rolls out and check them directly on camera, looking at tangle buildup and how clean the floor looked after the run. eufy C28 put in about 96% of what I put down. The MOVA came in at around 78%. The gap here is not too big, but still surprising. Since MOVA has an extendable side brush arm, looking at the footage, the MOVA consistently left more along the edges. The side brush was flicking some of it out of the room rather than pulling it in. That said, I do wonder if bumping up the side brush speed would help. eufy's coverage pattern was tighter along the perimeter. Cat food was basically a tie. The C28 picked up 20.1 gram, the MOVA 20.2 grams, both clearing 95% plus. Cat food is heavier, so this is where you would expect the MOVA's higher power rating to pull ahead. It didn't. Both came in almost identical, which kind of tells you something. Once you have passed a certain suction threshold, the real-world difference starts to flatten out pretty quickly. And for here, this is where the difference was most visible. Both robots handled the floor reasonably well, but when I pulled the brush rolls out, the difference was pretty stark. The C28's dual spiral come up almost completely clean, barely any hair on the main brush at all, just a small amount cuts on the side brush. The 4 steps mechanical guides hair inward and release it before it wraps, so you don't end up with that high coil that takes sensors to clear out. I actually expect the clean chop to handle this well, but that's not really what happened. Most of the long hair end up wrapped around the main brush, and the side brush cuts a fair bit too. For the home with pads and long hair, that's a real maintenance problem. You're looking at manual cleanup after pretty much every run. Overall winner on suction and hair is eufy Omni C28. Pickup numbers were higher across both leisure and full, and the anti-tangle result was meaningfully better. For pet owners specifically, that second point matters a lot. Less manual brush maintenance means the robot actually stays effective between cleans without you having to get involved. That said, if your home is mostly carpets and you don't have pets, then MOVA suction profile and high power rating make more sense. It's built for a different kind of job. The base stations are both fully automated, so I would just cover what's actually different between them. Wash temperature is one. The MOVA heats its water to 75 degrees Celsius to clean the mop pads. The eufy runs at 35 to 50 degrees Celsius. And the MOVA's water tanks are bigger too, so you're refilling and empty less often if you're running daily cleans. Those two things generally go to the MOVA. The counter-argument for the eufy is that the roller's already been scraping dirty water off itself into an onboard tank the entire time it's been cleaning. So by the time it docks, it's not carrying nearly as much cream as a spinning pad would be. Less to clean out means the lower wash temperature matters less in practice. For most people running daily cleans, both stations do that job. The MOVA wins on wash intensity and tank size. The eufy front-loads the cleaning during the run itself and keeps the station more compact. With night cats, my floor is never clean before the robot runs. There are always cables, toys, balls, full scattered around. So this task isn't hypothetical for me. It's literally every day. I set up a realistic layout. Power cable, cat toy, a cat ball, scatter food, and I also did a lights out pass to test both robots in low light. The eufy C28 used iPass 2.0 laser navigation. The MOVA P50 Pro Ultra has more hardware on this front. D12 LiDAR, an RGB camera, and a 3D structure light sensor, with recognition claimed for 160 plus object types, plus an onboard LED headlight. In practice, the C28 handled the layout cleanly. Cables weren't an issue, the toys can navigate around, the bowl was fine. In the dark, it actually did better than I expected. The iPad system tracks the environment without running into anything. The MOVA's more complex sensor suite shows on smaller, trickier objects. On tight cards, it was slightly more precise, and there were a couple of moments where the C28 needed an extra adjustment that the MOVA resolves more smoothly. On its take on object avoidance, MOVA has the hardware edge and it shows on smaller objects, but the eufy held its own on everything a normal home actually throws at it. And the low-light performance was a kind of surprise. For real-world daily use, the gap is smaller than the spec sheet makes it look. Alright, let's wrap this up. The UV C28 leads on mopping performance, real-time floor clean, pricing, and the overall system logic. The MOVA leads on sensor hardware, hot water wash temperature, and dust bag capacity. From actually running the MOVA here for a while, navigation's been solid, and the hot water wash does its job. No complaints on daily reliability. The app drops connection occasionally, which is mildly annoying but nothing that affects the clean. Bottom line, if you've got mostly hot floors and pads, and mopping is what you actually care about day to day, the C28 is the pick. If you're on carpets more, or obstacle avoidance and suction depth matter more to you than mopping quality, the MOVA is the stronger machine there. And stepping back for a second, everything in this video kind of points to the same thing. Pet homes deal with a different kind of dirty. It's not just dust, it's wet mess, hair, litter, and it's every single day. The reason eufy C28 kept coming up ahead in the Mop Test isn't luck. It's that a roller that stays clean during the run is just built for that kind of workload in a way that spinning pads aren't. If that's your situation, eufy is the one I would go with. Both links are in the description if you want to check it out. That's it for today's video and see you in the next one.